So, well, it's been a month since I did the last one, but we're going to have a bit of a workshop one. So, what our plan is, we have that packer roller that we're going to fit onto the back of the shaker raker. Sounds easy. The fact that that's out suggests it's maybe not. Show you what we're going to do. Right, so, basic theory with this, the packer roller is a little too wide. So when it's mounted on the machine, it's splaying the arms out, causing the bearings to run at a funny angle. Not good for anything. So, the other thing is, it's also sits very close to these legs as well. So, what we've done, made these plates up probably getting on for a month ago. In fact, it will be over a month ago because it was before the massey went down. I'll explain all that in a minute. So yeah, these plates, we'll step it back so the bearing will now sit here, and also the way we've done it, plate weld to a plate that will step it out enough so everything should run in line. That's the plan. So obviously these big plates got bolts there to sit the plate back to, sit it on there so we can get it, we've got points that we can get it all right and mirror it on the other side. We also had a crack in here, so we've just welded that up. Not going to bother grinding the back of it out, but obviously that one I've had to grind out because the plate's going to sit against it and we need it to all sit straight and true. So that's the plan with that. We'll just, while I grab some mounts, the massey. Everyone was hoping and asking that wasn't anything serious, wasn't a big job or anything like that. Yeah, I wish I could say the same. Basically what's happened with it, the tractor, for whatever reason, is sensing over 10% end slip in the forward reverse clutch packs and basically won't drive. Could be a number of things, could be a sensor, could be a broken shaft, could be a clutch pack, could be a broken pipe, but whatever it is inside the tractor, which means split tractor. The Massey dealership I use that come out and did the initial diagnosis on it were quoting me in excess of £5,000. So I decided to go down the route of swapping it. They offered me a good price, but didn't have anything in the yard. And that's pretty much what I've been dealing with. I can either find a dealer that will give me good money for my tractor, but nothing in stock fit for where I need to be now regarding a tractor, or I can find a tractor I really like, and I have found some really, really beautiful tractors that ticks nearly all, if not, there's one that actually ticks all my boxes, but they won't give me what I'd need for the deal. I can't fault them. At the end of the day, they don't know me. A lot of these dealers quite a bit up country, they can't really come down and have a look at the tractor, and they're taking a blind punt on a broken tractor. they are running a business at the end of the day. So we have finally, oh, that was the other thing, no places had workshop space to take it in either. We've found somebody that has a workshop space open, so she will be going in on Monday, all being well, to be pulled apart, and I dread to think what the repair bill is going to be. I do think the repair bill is going to negate a tractor swap, certainly in the near future. So I'll keep you updated on where it goes to, but yeah, that's kind of the reason I haven't put videos up lately. Just try and deal with all the headache of that, as yeah, it's been hard. But we're back. We're modifying stuff, which is what I seem to do so well. So get this plate all in place, and we'll make a start tacking it in place and stitching it all in, and hopefully that fits. We'll find the bearings for it as well. So this is what the job kind of looks like, and you'll see now what the bolts are about. So with those bolts in there touching this back edge, that means we know where we are here. Look underneath there, I was hoping that was straight, but it's not. It does need to come down just a touch. Or do we go off that front edge? I think we'll be all right there. But yeah, we can line it up on that back edge, and then we've got all this lot to stitch it in. So we'll have plenty of welds on this to make sure it's all good and strong and all part of the frame. Might even put some weld down in there, mirror it on the other side, and that should hopefully be the job. So we're getting there now. This one's nearly stitched in. I've just got to finish my run underneath here. Never just quite got the hang to the point that I'm happy of down end welds, but that's not my worst effort. Good bead along here. So, hey, what we're doing with here, we're putting an initial run right into the bottom of the V, then putting a run against here, and then a run that way into there. So we've welded the plate, welded the weld to the plate, welded the weld to that plate, and then put a finish pass over the top that will stitch all three welds in. Same as what we did on there. Another one of my not the prettiest but not the ugliest downhands. I do spend the day just downhand welding crap together. Just not quite happy with the results I get, but when you've got to, you've got to. And I don't really fancy trying to stick this on its side to try and weld that. So just having a breather, just 2 seconds, and then we'll get this knocked off, and then hope that one matches up. So we're getting somewhere with this now. New bearings are on. Important to remember when you're doing a job like this where that grease nipple is going to sit, because of course if it sits up here, by the time it's put into there, it's very difficult to get the grease nipple. And if you put it underneath, well, it's going to be dragging in all the crap, and you might find you have to put it on a machine to be able to grease it. So we're going to go there. So you can just come in and grease it at the back. We're sort of in the right place, but not quite yet. Got it sort of central. And then any adjustment we need on the up and down, we've got the adjusters there. So should sit in something like that. Tidy. Right, see if we can line some bolt holes up and get some bolts into it. So we've got one side on, one side to go. So yeah, that's all working as it should. So make sure the grease nipple's in the right place. This wants lifting up a bit and is still a touch warm. Right, that sits in there now. So have a look. We'll be able to get a bolt in it. Right. Let's have a look at my lovely bolt selection. Probably be a little bit of jiggery, but I don't think it's too far out. If in doubt, use the foot. Where do we need to be now? What to say? Down. It's looking better. Spin a knot on that. You believe the muzzles line up. Right. No, they're not. Oh. Doesn't want to get the camera out for the awkward ones. Oh. Washer. Washer, 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 washer. I've lost a bolt then. Could it all be that easy? Doesn't look hurtful. I've got none on it. This one's a bit of an awkward one. There's always got to be one bolt that ruins your life. Right. Ugga time. Just because nothing ever really goes easily, so it's all bolted down solid. Just sort of give it a check and a spin. I think it is two of the bolts slightly too long and hitting the bearing bolt, so drop that side back off again, cut them bolts down, and then we just need to sort that bar that should sit along here. That might have to be extended and rejigged. It's all sort of roughly where it needs to be for a working position. Turns out, in order to space this out, all we needed was probably only needs the knot. But the trouble is, because that is a slotted hole, back in a minute. As we were, joys of using phone for recording purposes. Yeah, so as I was saying, the holes here are slotted holes, so really you want a washer either side to clamp it up properly. But that gap appears to be, well, pretty much a knot, but we're going to do it with a nut and a washer. It won't kick it out too much. And then we've lock nutted that. So that now sits, but of course, you could do with using the second hole. So what we have, I need to adjust it a little bit more. I'm being lazy, I'm using pre-drilled holes. So basically what we're going to do is weld that onto there, onto here like that. Put a good solid bead in there. We might even take that off and put a bead on the inside as well. Then that'll line up for that hole and that'll be the job done. So hack this down a bit. I think if I hack through that hole, yeah, I reckon that'll be about right. So these are old flights off the muck spreader, so they're no use for the muck spreader anymore, so we're going to use them for this. So we've got this all set up now, just need to get it stitched in. So notice that will be coming out in final assembly. We've put a washer in the back there just to create a little bit of a gap, so that if this needs to be taken off at any point, that won't be tight to it. Basically, take the bolts out and it should just slide out, theoretically. So I'm going to put a beader weld up there, same on the other side. Then we're going to unbolt this, take all this off, so we can run a bead up there as well. So theoretically it'll be all nice and strong. So got the outsides welded, got the insides welded. Just in case you're putting the bar back on now, I am going to keep my welding gloves on because this has all been freshly welded, so we'll all still be a bit warm. So just give it a bit of a... Yep, he must be going off topping. Been a bit awkward to get the weld in there, because obviously down end weld you need to point your rod up and sort of work, well, of course, when you've got a rod about that long in the tyres, so sort of bit of a bendy on the old rods. Did make it a bit more interesting welding. Maybe rushed to one side a little bit, if I'm honest, and kind of made it less pretty, but yeah, I think I'm slowly starting to get the hang of down end welds. You'll just want to speak to me quickly, probably, make sure I'm alright. Hang on. No, other way. Right. So I was going to give this a coat of paint. Just finish the job off, really. But turned out he hasn't got any kind yellow paint, which I find really surprising, considering he does run quite a bit of McConnell gear. But if he hasn't got it, I can't use it, can I? So let's try and get this built back up again. This bar is clumsy on your own. So that on there. Much as this is probably warm, that is going to get in my way. Right, that's that side on. This side will be a little bit more funsies. Give me a little pry bar out. See? Backwards, down, not that far down. Maybe it goes in better that way then. What's the whole lot spin now? Oh no. We're getting somewhere. Right, that shouldn't fall now. That will though. So that's not tighten that to that, that's just tighten that basically to use as a stud. So that's all free spinning. That and that. Oh, I might have made a mistake here. I've made a mistake here. that needs to be loose to be able to slide back. Right, leave that loose. Stay. Good spanners. So now we can get that where we need it. So of course you notice I'm doing this, putting all the bolt heads on the outside. That way it keeps the machine tight so that down the road you've not got anything nasty sticking out that could catch a passing car or something. This can be tightened up now. Of course, all nylon bolts so that it hopefully doesn't come apart. That's the wrong way. Oh, hang on. Don't tighten that up. Spanner. Ooh, that's tight. Come on, think about what you're doing. So, tighten that to that first. We'll get it right eventually. Right, that's tight to there. That's tight to there. Nyloc's caught it. Oh, it's a shame we couldn't put a bit of paint on just as a final finish, but hey ho. My coffee's still warm. Oh. I wouldn't call it warm, but I wouldn't call it cold either. Yeah. Oh, the gentle persuader, I think. Okay. Hang on. This is why you shouldn't actually tighten anything up until you've got it all together. Because say there is a bit of play in all directions on that. There's a bit of play left to right on that. So yeah, we'll slacken it all off until we've got it all in, rather than mostly in. Has that moved? That must have moved. Must have moved. I'm guessing it has. It's just been a little bit of swine to go back together. Where are we now? There we go. Seemed to be a bit harder than it needed to be. He must have yellow paint somewhere because he's painted this. Unless that was the last of it. Right. I think that's tight, isn't it? Well, it was, but it's not now. Get off. Oh, wow. So, that's it. Good coat of paint on it. It won't look too bad. So, project time, the whole project will have taken me probably a day. You know, bear in mind, we've had quite a lot of big plate to cut out with the angle grinder, then a hell of a lot of welding. Say like all these welds are 4-pass welds, so root in the middle to stick it to, one there, and then a final finish pass over the top to stitch it all in. The way everything's been welded, so everything's nice and strong. At the end of the day, wouldn't want this coming off down the road, because if that come off in front of you in your car, well, yeah. So, but yeah, about a day's project. There are ways of speeding it up. Plasma or gas for cutting the plates out instead of a grinder. I don't have them, and here there's no access to them. MIG welder instead of an arc, much quicker welding process, also much less clean-ups between weld passes. But we work with the tools we've got, and yeah, if you squint hard enough, it doesn't look too bad a job. Not sure if it's quite level, but then again, we have adjusters either side that we can use to level it off. I will just check that before I pull it out, so it is somewhere close to ready to go. But that's it, we're done in it. All that's left to do now is to just hook it up, park it up. Would have been nice to put a little bit of paint on it, but c'est la vie. So that's it, we should call it job's good. Don't forget to give the video a grubby thumbs up. I will try and get back into videos. Like I say, the last month or so with the varying issues going on, it's just been a bit of a stressful time, I will admit. As always, comment section is down below if you want to say hello or speak to each other. There is a shop with merchandise, the link for that will be in the description. There's other stuff that my wife makes, there's nice stuff on there if you like anything there. Yeah, I think we've covered all the bases. So that's it. I will try and get back into more regular videos, because friends I know that watch the channel do keep shouting at me because they've got nothing to send them to sleep at night. Nice to know that I'm slightly easier than counting sheep. So that's it. Stay safe, stay well. As always, don't forget to look after yourself, and don't forget to look after each other. We are making a start on May soon, so there'll be some videos coming up on that probably. And we're out of here.